A reading from the book of Revelation. The angel spoke to me, saying, "Come here, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb." He took me in spirit to a great high mountain and showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. It gleamed with the splendor of God. Its radiance was like that of a precious stone, like jasper, clear as crystal. It had a massive high wall with 12 gates, where 12 angels were stationed, and on which names were inscribed, the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. There were 3 gates facing east, 3 north, 3 south, and 3 west. The wall of the city had 12 courses of stones as its foundations, on which were inscribed the 12 names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. The word of the Lord. Your friends make known, O Lord, the glorious splendor of your kingdom. Let all your works give you thanks, O Lord, and let your faithful ones bless you. Let them discourse of the glory of your kingdom and speak of your might. Making known to men your might and the glorious splendor of your kingdom. Your kingdom is a kingdom for all ages, and your dominion endures through all generations. The Lord is just in all his ways, and holy in all his works. The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth.
Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. Alleluia. Alleluia. Oh, alleluia. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one about whom Moses wrote in the law, and also the prophets, Jesus the son of Joseph from Nazareth." But Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming towards him and said to him, "He is the true child of Israel. There is no duplicity in him." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered and said to him, "Before Philip called you, I saw you under the fig tree." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered and said to him, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than this." And he said to him, "Amen, I say to you, you will see the heavens opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord. Just want to say before I begin that it's nice to see so many people here at this daily Mass, 8:30 daily Mass. I'm just thinking that there's lots of small parishes, and this would be a big congregation for Sunday. not only for weekdays, especially small Protestant parishes. They'd be happy to have this many people for a Sunday congregation. But it's just nice to see so many of you here, and I'm sure that the community of Woodland is blessed by the fact that you are here praying every morning at this, celebrating the Eucharist and being a powerhouse of prayer right in the midst of the town here. We are celebrating the feast of Saint Bartholomew, who is one of the 12 apostles. But the problem, of course, with these apostles is that we know so little about them. We know almost nothing about any of them except Peter and Paul. The others are just mentioned in passing, as are a couple of them here in this gospel reading. And of course, Paul wasn't one of the 12. He came after the resurrection, so he never met Jesus in the flesh. But as you know, that famous story, he was knocked off his horse while persecuting the Christians, and then became a convert, the famous convert Paul. So Peter and Paul are the ones we know most about, and of course they are the most important of the 12, and they represent the rest of the apostles for us in our minds. Both of them were martyred. Both were martyred all of the apostles were martyred except for John. But those two, the most famous martyrs, were Peter and Paul, both of whom were martyred in Rome, and both of whom are buried in Rome. Peter in St. Peter's Basilica, Paul in St. Paul's Basilica outside the walls. And they have actually, in recent years, you probably have heard this before from others, but in recent years they have done excavations under the Basilica of St. Peter's, and they have found the bones of Peter. They believe they're the bones of Peter. We can't prove it absolutely because we don't have the DNA of Peter, but they have found a group of bones under the Basilica of St. Peter, and historians would say that it's a fair guess, even non-Christian historians would say it's a fair guess that they could be that was the original grave of Peter, and that they are the bones of Peter. It's right under the dome. You have the dome of St. Peter's, then you have the main altar of St. Peter's, and further down is this grave of Peter. That's because the actual basilica originally was built over the grave of Peter by Constantine. So that is an awesome, if you ever go to Rome and take that tour, it's an awesome tour to take that tour of the basement of the Peters and actually be there and see the Peter's bones. It's an awesome experience. Bottom line here, bottom thought I would suggest to you is that when celebrating the apostles, in this case the Apostle Bartholomew, to keep in mind that the bishops are of course the successors of the apostles, and to pray for them, all the bishops of the world. It's a tough job in this day and age, and we can all get mad at our bishop and fight with our bishop, and we all do that, especially we priests. At times we get mad at them, but they're human, and they do a very important job, and you can imagine how a diocese will suffer if you have a bad bishop. If you have one that doesn't do his job, the whole, not just a parish, but the entire diocese suffers. So they do need our prayers, especially in this modern world, which is so complicated. The modern world is so complicated with media and various pressure groups and various crazy ideas out there, and the loss of morals and the increase of materialism, and then it's global, not just local. It makes the job of a spiritual leader, like a bishop, a very difficult, complicated job, and so to keep them in your prayers. So let's stand for the prayers of the faithful.